Stay Out of the Fucking Act is a new Shudder original directed by Jaron Lauder, who also wrote the movie along with 3 other people, and it's a bare bones concept. You have an old German gentleman, kindly old German gentleman, played by Michael Flynn, who plays the character of Vern, and he needs to move out of his house fast. He's got to go fast. So he hires 3 ex-cons, Shill, played by Ryan Francis, Imani, played by Morgan Alexandra, and Carlos, played by Bryce Cornelius. Not Bryce Cornelius, that would just be too hilarious. And they are ex-cons. Shill is heading this company called Second Chance Moving Co. He knows what it's like to have a past where once you get out of jail, you got to make ends meet. You got to try and get your life back together. And Imani and Carlos have their own things that they are trying to get away from. And, they've embraced their past, but they also want to prove that their lone, time in jail does not define them. So they want to make sure that they do some good and have taken on this job. And Vern is very insistent on getting this move done quickly, basically by the morning. There's a lot more stuff than they thought. So they're like, well, we'll see what we can do to accommodate you. Oh, here's 4 times your rate. Oh, that's not enough? Well, Paul an all-nighter, here's an extra $1,000, but only if you get the move done. And also, you need to just stay out of the basement and the attic. They're not your concern. I'll handle them myself. Yeah, that's not eerie at all. That's not eerie, but whatever. They need the goddamn money. Carlos has reasons why he needs money. Imani has reasons she needs the money. And, well, since Shill runs the goddamn company, he needs the goddamn money. So, okay, they do that. And I'm going to say right now, I hated the characters in this. I didn't hate the actors. The actors were fine. They were what they were. But I knew I was in trouble from the very beginning. Now, I've been wrong about movies before. There were some movies that didn't impress me at first and got better. And cheaply made horror movies are not the worst thing in the world. It's not the death nail. If you have one location and a limited cast, in this case 7 people, you can still make it work with some good ingenuity and everything. Or you can have the bare bones of a concept. You can have 4 people writing a goddamn movie, throw a bunch of stuff at the wall, and then, oh yeah, let's make it like Overlord, only worse. Let's make it like Girl on the Third Floor, only worse. I hated this more than Girl on the Third Floor. I couldn't hold it back. And I'm going to get into spoilers here in a little bit, but all right. The opening credits were just all they were like doing the weird, zoom in, zoom out, do all this stuff over, exterior and interior pans of the house. And then once these movers start working, they get to, we get a movie montage for like almost a goddamn minute. I fucking counted. And the music choices were not all that good. There was actually this one cool little opera piece that actually wasn't all that bad that fit for the theme once it gets revealed in a not so shocking twist. Who is actually behind all the weird stuff going on in this house, because weird stuff does start happening. I mean, when you have the guy that owns the house telling you to stay out of the basement and the attic, well, if you didn't read the script and you don't stay out of the fucking attic, you're probably going to get in trouble. So anyway, gives them, after all this incentive, they're doing this stuff, and then they start finding some weird shit and hearing some weird shit, like noises in the attic, and there are these weird books that Vern has in his house. And this weird note from another guy that, I'll get into spoilers here in a little bit, but they find this weird stuff and it's like, this is unusual. He's a little bit off, but he is paying us a whole bunch of money. And, well, yeah, it turns out that, things really be whack. Things have obviously be whack in this German man's house. So they do have a discussion before things go whack about what they're going to do with the money. Carlos is going to put his daughter, or put his daughter through college, at least put it towards her college fund. Shill's going to do some stuff like he used to be. He used to have a dark past of his own. And Imani basically, has anger management. And then we get everyone just, separates to get shit done. And basically, Shill says, well, you found this stuff, but I just want to finish this project and get the fuck out of here. And then from there, things really start to go south because it's pretty obvious there's some weird shit, some weird noises and all this stuff. And things, again, be whack. And the revelation is really goddamn stupid. I mean, and I understand what they were trying to go for here. And they were trying to make it where, oh, we have a bad guy and you got some characters that need to get away. But that only helps if you have characters worth rooting for. And it's not even the acting. The characters just weren't fleshed out. Ironically, given what happened to them. Yeah, this movie wasn't very good. I'm going to get into spoilers here in a bit, but the whole revelation and the fact that this movie for 80 minutes feels so goddamn stretched out. This is a concept that they could have used for a, anthology movie. Like, maybe a 40-minute movie and just compacted it. No, they didn't fucking do that. And I watched Slacks and I've watched some other stuff on Shudder and enjoyed it. And you can have some fun with something like this, and they didn't. and the revelation was goddamn stupid. I'm going to get into spoilers here right now. So anyway, spoilers. Okay. So it turns out Shill used to be a white supremacist. And that ties into some of this stuff, because Vern specifically hired him because he feels that he is one of them. Who is Vern? He is Josef Mengele. Yes, the Angel of Death. The Angel of Death from, World War II. They did all the experiments and was obsessed with twins. And twins! And he has monsters and creations in his house. Okay, 2. Well, actually, he has more, but they only are allowed to show 2 until the very end, because budget constraints. There's this weird experiment, weird goofy guy that wanders around that's all bald and everything. And then this twin experiment with conjoined twins, one that's living on the back of this girl named Anne, that they find out, and she can't speak, but she can write in Sharpie. She knows how to do that somehow. And it was funny, though, where Carlos said about this guy, oh, these books are in German. Why is it in German? Because he's fucking German. Did nobody pay attention to his accent? So, yeah, is this dude just dangerous, or is he just strange? Then Imani gets captured by this, monster, and she gets one of her eyes taken out, because the eye is the key to the soul, or the window to the soul, or some key experiment. Who the fuck knows? And then, yeah, just things get really, really bad. Really goddamn bad. Basically, they were Holocaust experiments, all the stuff. They go over the Angel of Death stuff. He was obsessed with twins. He was obsessed with this stuff because Shill knows about that. Why? Because he used to be a white supremacist. And, he got out of that and has, he still has the tattoos because he hasn't had a chance to have them removed. I will put you to very good use, Josef says. Vern, Vernsef, that's what I'll call him. Sounds like a space alien. Well, space alien should have actually invaded this. It would have been a whole lot better. Here's the thing. Making up for a lack of plot and a lack of interesting characters by just doing gore doesn't work, because the gore is just numbing. Like, oh no, this character got her eyeball taken out. Oh no, but she's perfectly fine, still sassy and quipping. Seriously, 80% of her goddamn dialogue was just sassy quips. And basically everybody is dumb and bad at everything. Carlos ends up seeing, Shill get shot, because they try to get Anne out, and, Josef's like, no, you're not going to do that. So he shoots Shill, and then Carlos tries to hide, but he hides in a room that was a gas chamber for failed experiments, because we just haven't hit people over the head enough with the World War II stuff. How did he get a gas chamber installed in his house? How did nobody question this? Was a house built like this? Was it built on the planet Pluto or Uranus? And I know some people will say Pluto isn't a planet, whatever. Was it built somewhere else and they just decided to transport it? Yeah, gas chamber. That looks fucking good. It makes as much sense as anything else in this movie. So, Carlos takes like 8 years to get out of the gas chamber, and he saves Anne by stabbing one of the creatures and hands her the thing and basically dies because he's bleeding from the goddamn eyeballs. And then Josef's basically like, I created all this stuff, I did this, I saved you, Shill, because you're just like me. And he saved him from his bullet wound. And then it turns out that, oh no, he had his tattoos before jail, that he actually was a white supremacist before jail. And Imani feels betrayed. But then it turns out to just be a smokescreen. How Josef did not figure this out, I'll have no fucking idea. Apparently he's really goddamn stupid. And then they end up beating the shit out of him. Well, she does specifically, just beats the shit out of him. And the Josef then finds his experiment dead. Oh no, what did you do? He's got all these cameras, all these TV monitors down there from like the 1950s that he's watching people with. But he can't figure out how to not see a plot twist like this coming. So he ends up chasing Anne, but he falls down the stairs and he breaks his legs. So oh no, he can't get away. Shill lets them out and then stays for a final showdown. And he kicks his head in, and then there's this door with the Nazi symbol, and there's this alarm that goes off because Josef hits that just before. So then he's got the scalpel that after he cut off his, white supremacist tattoo, they showed him cutting that off for about a minute because we don't have any material for this. He's got the scalpel. He's like, come on, there's these creatures in there. And then we cut to the credits. Oh, okay, cool. Suddenly Carlos is alive. Okay, Carlos is alive. And then we're done with the credits. Nope, we have the final end credits where they're alive. Everybody's alive. She's still got the missing eyeball. He escaped somehow. Carlos is alive. Got stuck with a needle full of serum. So now they're super soldier movers. Great. If this was played for comedic laughs, I might have understood it. They played it way too straight. If they had played this as a dark comedy, I would have been okay with it. They didn't. It was shit. F. Get the fucking goddamn F. One of the worst movies I've seen this year. Maybe the worst movie I've seen this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritland. I'll see you soon.